Okay, good morning. So this morning we're going to continue with our lesson, which is about the electrical tools and equipment and electrical supplies and materials. So last time we talked about the different types of electrical tools that are usually used by electricians. So some of those tools are hammers, screwdrivers, pliers, electrician's knife, um, what else? The hacksaw and the drill. Okay, and you also had an activity about those about some of the electrical tools that we have discussed. And I noticed that in your answer, many are general, meaning their answers are general. Like for example, in the picture is an electrical plier, but they just put their pliers and then put the function. So I want that the next time when you answer, as much as possible, please be very specific with the type of tools that you see in the picture because uh, when you say pliers alone, there are, as we have discussed, there are different types of pliers, and I want you to write the specific type of plier if that is pliers or screwdrivers if that is a screwdriver. Okay, so this morning let's now proceed to the electrical supplies and materials. So in the picture are most of the electrical supplies and materials. We have only three, how many tools and equipment here? One, two, three, four, five. Only five electrical um, electrical tools and equipment. Okay. Anyway, those tools and equipment are used to install the electrical supplies. Okay. So the electrical supplies are the components that you have to install in a building or house in order for that house or building to have an electrical system. Okay. So anyway, this presentation was not made by me, but this was made by Mr. Junalin B. Santos, grade 8 TLE teacher also, but I'm going to present it to you. Okay? So, this is just a continuation of our lesson last week, which is about electrical supplies or electrical tools, supplies, and materials. Okay? So, these are the common terminologies that we will be encountering in our study this morning. Supply, when we say supply, is to provide with. Okay? So when you want something, you go to the like for example, if you want to buy school supplies, then you may go to an office or school supply. That is where you can buy those things because they provide those materials that you needed. All right. And when we say materials, we are referring to consumables. When we say consumables, um, these are the things that we install, and as we install them, of course, they are being consumed. But the word consumable means that it's not just like when you eat food that it will be consumed, but it will be consumed on the fact that they will be installed in a building, and they will stay there in that building as long as they will not be damaged or destroyed or be replaced by maybe in the future a better or um, yeah, maybe a better component, electrical component, if in the future um, more innovations will be made with these electrical supplies. Okay, next, utility, designed for general use. Okay, when you say it's utility, it is designed for general use. Okay, so what are the purpose of the electrical supplies and materials? Okay, so here are some of the purposes. These devices and materials are used in the assembly of basic electrical gadgets such as extension cord, which is your project. It could be lampshade also, and other types of of electrical systems. And these are developed and constructed for a post purpose such as number one, control the flow of current in an electrical circuit. So just imagine if you cannot control the flow of electricity. Even if it's day, your lights are still on, and you consume much energy that even if you don't need it, but you are still consuming because you are not able to control the flow of electricity. So it is important that you will be able to control the flow of electricity. Okay, that's one purpose of electrical supply and materials. Okay, to control the flow of current in an electrical circuit. Okay, next, carry electrical current from the source to the load or current consuming apparatus. When we say load, we are referring to any device that uses electrical energy for that device to function. That is a load. That is the general term for all electrical appliances or device that uses electricity. That is a load. Okay? So, the purpose of electrical supplies is also to carry electrical current from the source. And in our homes, our source of electricity, of course, is from the post, right? Which is supplied by Meralco. And if we want to watch TV, the source is in our convenience outlet in our homes. Okay, but the real source of our electricity is from power plants like solar power plants, which we have in Batangas. What else? Nuclear power plant, which is not working in our country because of safety issues, and then hydroelectric power plants, which are a lot of it in the Philippines. What else? Geothermal power plant from the heat under the earth that generates or that creates a steam, and that steam will use to turn a turbine. And then aside from that, of course, there are still power plants that are using the fossil fuels for the engine to turn the turbine. Okay? And from those power plants, we also have windmill. In fact, my family wants to go to Pililla, Rizal to visit the windmill. That's the windmill farm there. However, because of the pandemic, we are not yet, or we cannot just easily go there. Okay, so those are some of the sources of electricity in the Philippines, and all those power plants are connected from each other through the power grid, okay, which is managed by the National Power Corporation of the Philippines. And from that power grid or national grid system, the electric cooperatives and electric companies like Meralco buys electricity and distribute it to businesses and households. That is uh, how it reach our homes and schools and buildings like that. That is how electricity reach our homes. Unless you have your own solar panels or in your roof and you are not connected to Meralco, then that means you are using an off-grid system of the solar panel. Okay, so carry electrical current from the source to the load. That is the wire. Okay, without the wire, the current cannot reach your place. Okay, next, uh, control the flow. That's already it's repeated. Carry electrical current. Okay, it's repeated also. Next, hold and secure wires to its fixtures inside and outside houses and buildings. Of course, in order for the wire not to be moved, they must be secured, and we needed the conduits or pipes and what else? Um, Fittings, um, clamps, connectors like that to hold the and secure the wires to its fixtures. Next, protect the houses, buildings, appliances, and instruments from any destruction and damage. So how does the electrical supplies protect the building? Are they going to watch the building to just like security guards that protects the people, or yeah, that watch the vicinity of the campus like that? That is that how they will be able to protect the houses and buildings? Okay, they protect the houses and buildings by, for example, uh, you use so much electrical energy on that time, and that is beyond the capacity of your wires. And in order for your house not to be burned or your building not to be burned because of overloading of use of electricity, then uh, an electrical material will cut immediately or will break and be burned instead of your house. Okay, so that is the fuse or circuit breaker. It protects the house by not allowing the electricity to create so much heat to the point of burning your house because of overloading. Okay, so that's it. Next, all right. So those are the purposes and functions of electrical supplies and materials. Number one is to control the flow of current. Next is carry electrical energy from the source to the load, and then they keep the wires in its fixtures, and then protect the house. Okay, protect the house from burning. Okay, ano pa? So there are only four purposes. Okay. Next, let's now move to the different electrical supplies and materials. Number one in our list is convenience outlet. So what is a convenience outlet? This is a device that acts as a convenient source of electrical energy for current consuming appliances. So in your house, these are the outlets where you plug your TV, your electric fan, your charger, like that. That is the convenience outlet. Okay? And it is where the male plug of an appliance is inserted and usually fastened on the wall or connected in an extension cord. It may be single. When we say single, there is only one outlet. Okay? You can only plug one appliance. Duplex, of course, two. Triplex, three. Multiplex, it could be more than four or five appliances can be plugged to that convenience outlet. And it could be surface type or flash type. So what is the difference between a surface type and a flash type convenience outlet? A flash type convenience outlet is uh, the convenience outlet that is usually used for concealed wiring, meaning you will only see the surface of that outlet but you don't see its whole body. Okay? While a surface type, this is usually your extension cords, or sometimes you can see this in an old type of wiring installation wherein they are using a plywood as their wall or a wood, okay, wherein they do not make a hole on the plywood or on the wall. So this is the surface type. While the flash type, these are usually used with concrete walls. Okay, so you can check your convenience outlet at home if this is a flash type or surface type. And your project, with regards to your project, you are going to make a duplex convenience outlet only. Okay, because the size of the wire that you're going to use is number 14 only. So this one, okay, with the you can only plug two appliances to that outlet, convenience outlet. So that's what you're going to perform. Okay, you can ask the, what do you call that one, the supply, Ace Hardware. You can buy it from Ace Hardware, just the duplex convenience outlet surface type. Okay, you should buy the surface type because that is for your extension cord. Okay, next, male plug. All right, so the first anyway, in your project, the first the first materials that you will be needing is the convenience outlet, and it should be a surface type convenience outlet. Okay, duplex should be this one, the duplex surface type convenience outlet. Second is the male plug. So this is a device inserted to a convenience outlet to conduct electric current. A flat cord is attached to it on one end, and the other end is connected to a current consuming instrument or appliance. So this is the male plug. This is where you insert to the convenience outlet. Okay? So how does a male plug look like? So this is how a male plug look like. So you may just buy a simple male plug with this one, the with the yellow cover. Okay? Because and make sure it's only two prong. Okay? Two prong male plug. Unless the appliances that you're going to insert to the extension cord is a three prong appliances or three prong male plug. Okay, so it should partner with the convenience outlet that you are going to make. Make sure that your and in our situation right now in the Philippines, we are using only two prong male plug, and the holes in our convenience outlet are only two. Unless there are some wherein there are three, but most of the time there are only two. Okay. Anyway, the third, maybe you are asking in your mind, sir, what's the purpose of the third if we only need two? The third one is for the system grounding. Okay. So unless your outlet has a third wire or third hole, then you will only need a two-pronged male plug. Okay. Next, lamp holder. Okay, so what is a lamp holder? This is an electrical device that is used to hold and protect an incandescent or compact fluorescent lamp. Okay, or it may not be, yeah, it could be fluorescent lamp or an incandescent lamp. So it is also called a lamp socket or bulb receptacle. It could be bulb receptacle, lamp holder, what else? Lamp socket, like that. Okay, so how does it look? This is how it look like. So this one on the left, top left, is a flash type lamp holder, while this one is a hanging, and the switch is the chain, wherein you are going to pull the chain so to turn on or turn off the lamp. While this one is the surface type, this is attached to a ceiling, which is made up of it could be made up of bamboo or wood or plywood, like that. And then hanging weather. Okay, so the hanging weather is um, you can turn on or turn it off by plugging a male plug. Okay, next, switch. Of course, you know already the purpose of a switch. This is used to connect and disconnect the flow of electric current or to control the flow of electric current in a circuit. Switches are classified as hanging, flash, and surface types. Okay, so these are the different types of switches. Of course, there are other types of switches aside from these, like your push button switch when you want to ring the bell of your doorbell or the doorbell of your friends. You want to ring it, just press the button. It's a push button, right? And it is not included here, but and you have also the rotary switch, just like your electric fan, or a remote control switch, right? Sometimes there are switches wherein you just need to clap your hand, and then the lamp will turn on or turn off. Or you can sound a whistle, and the lamp or the bulb will turn on or turn off. It depends uh, on the instrument that was used. Okay, to turn on or turn off an appliance, or it could be internet or Bluetooth connected. Okay, so that is a switch. And nowadays we have what they call Internet of Things, wherein you can turn on or turn off an appliance remotely as long as it is connected to the internet. Okay? So that's it. Next, fuse. This is a circuit protective device. So a while ago we talked about it protects the house. So a fuse is a circuit protective device that automatically blows and cuts the current when overload or short circuit happens. So when an overload or short circuit happens, the fuse will automatically blow. You don't need to blow it. It will blow in itself as long as there is an overload or short circuit. When we say overload is you exceed the current carrying capacity of the wire. That is overload already. Like for example, in your extension cord, it can only handle two appliances at a time. But you put another extension cord to your extension cord and plug, let's say, 5 or 10 appliances, then that is overloaded already. So the effect of overload is it will make the wire very hot until it will melt the insulator of the wire, and then the two bare wires will touch each other, and then it will create a fire. And if your house is made up of flammable materials like wood or those that can be easily or those that can be used as fuels like wood, paper, plastic, whatsoever like that, then it will create a fire. But if there is a fuse, before a fire will destroy your house, the fuse will automatically blow and cut the supply of electricity. Okay? That means your house will not be burned because the fuse sacrificed itself to protect your house from being burned due to overloading or short circuit. Okay? So these are the different types of fuse. It could be a knife blade, a cartridge type, and a plug type. Alright? So this is how fuse are used in our houses. Okay? So this is anyway. Sometimes we call this one a safety switch or main switch. All right. So these are how the fuse are used. Okay. Another fuse. These are the plug type fuse. Of course, when the fuse was blown up already, you have to buy a new one as a replacement. Okay. Okay. This is the cartridge type of fuse. That's the purpose of that one. Okay, next, circuit breaker. Okay, just like the fuse, a circuit breaker is also a protective device used to cut or interrupt automatically the current when trouble in the circuit such as short circuit or overload occurs. So, both of the fuse and the circuit breaker are protective device. So, what's the difference now? Okay, in a fuse, once a short circuit or overload happens, it automatically blows and your fuse is no longer reusable. Okay, you have to buy a new one. While in a circuit breaker, it will uh, automatically turn off itself. Okay, the circuit breaker will only turn off itself, but it will not blow itself. It will only turn off itself when a short circuit or overload happens. So after fixing the short circuit or the overload, you can turn on the circuit breaker again. You don't need to buy a new one. You just need to reset it or turn it on again. While if you once it blows, you have to buy a new one and replace the damaged fuse. Okay, that's the advantage of a circuit breaker. But both of them can, can be used or is used as a protective device. Okay, so these are examples of a circuit breaker. So as you notice, there is an on and off here. So if the circuit breaker is turned on and then there is an overload or short circuit in the circuit, this one will automatically turn off so that your house will not be burned. Okay, next, utility box. Now, in your book, you might be confused with this one. Okay, in your book, both the rectangular box and the octagonal box are called utility box. But here, I would like to emphasize to you that the utility box is the rectangular shape. Okay? The rectangular in shape box is the utility box. Okay? I hope that is clear and don't be confused. Okay? So a rectangular shape, metallic or plastic material in which flash type convenience outlet and switch are attached. So this is where your flash type convenience outlet and switch are attached. Okay, the utility box. So how is a utility box look like? Okay, this is how it look like. Usually the color is orange if this is a plastic. Okay, and if it's a metal, of course, it's the it could be gray or metallic gray. Okay, it depends on what the paint is. But with the plastic, usually it's made up of orange color. Okay, the shape is rectangular. That is the utility box. In your book, do not follow what is written in your book, but follow what I'm saying to you. Okay? Next, junction box. Okay? So in your book, both the junction box and the utility box are considered or is labeled as utility box. But here, I would like to once again tell you that a utility box is the rectangular in shape, while the junction box is it could be uh, octagon. Okay, the shape is octagonal. An octagonal shape electrical material where the connections or joints of wires are being done. It is also where the flash type lamp holders is attached. This could be made of metal or plastic. Okay, so the plastic is a PVC. PVC means polyvinyl chloride plastic. Okay, so this is the junction box. The purpose of junction box is it houses the flash type lamp holders, and at the same time, this is where you connect the wires together. Okay, in the junction box. So this is how a junction box look like. Okay, next, flat cord. Okay, a flat cord is a duplex stranded wire used for temporary wiring installation and commonly used in extension cord assembly. So this is the third material of your project. So the first one is the um, duplex convenience outlet, the surface type, and then the male plug, a two-pronged male plug, and the flat cord. Okay, so how does a flat cord look like? So this is how a flat cord look like. It is not necessarily the color is different. Okay, but just as the salesperson that you're going to use it as an extension cord, so that they will give you a flat cord. And the size is number 14. American way gauge number 14. I don't know if that is equivalent to 2.5 mm. Okay? So that's it. So those are the uh, materials you needed for your extension cord. Okay? Next, electrical wire or conductor. Another electrical supply is electrical wire or conductor. So electrical material could be, okay, it could be a stranded wire or a solid wire. So what is a stranded wire? This is made of multiple strands of copper wires joined together to make a single wire. Okay? So when we say multiple strands, it could be the size is like your hair or a little bit bigger than your hair, but joined together to make a single wire. While the solid wire is made of a single strand of copper or aluminum wire. These are used in wiring installations inside and outside the buildings. Both the stranded wire and the solid wire are used for wiring installations. And as the purpose of electrical supplies and materials is they carry electrical current from the source to the load. Okay? Unless maybe in the future, if an inventor or scientist would be able to transfer electricity wirelessly. Okay, just like the plan of Nikola Tesla. He wants to supply the whole world with electricity without wires. He's just going to let the electricity flow in the air, and just like maybe a signal, like for example, di ba? Like for example, uh, just like your TV signal, wherein the station is in ABS-CBN or GMA in Cubao. But you even if there is no wire that connects your TV to the ABS-CBN, as long as you have the antenna, you are able to watch the show in that TV station like that. So unless electricity will be able or will be transferred like that in the future, then we still need wires. But if okay, maybe one of you will become an inventor and do that one, you will be able to transmit electricity wirelessly. It's just like Bluetooth or just like uh, just like the signal of your data or of your cell phone. You just need an antenna or a cell site, if we call it a cell site, and then and then the electricity will your device will just catch electricity. Well, I don't know how is that possible, but there is already a study about that in the past. I don't know what happened. Okay, next. So these are examples of wires or electrical conductors. So the most left picture is the stranded wire, while in the middle is the solid wire. And the one in the most right picture is a combination of solid wire and stranded wire. Okay? Next, electrical conduits. So what does an electrical conduit do? Electrical materials used as the passage of wires for protection and insulation. This could be rigid metallic, flexible metallic conduit, rigid non-metallic, and flexible non-metallic or corrugated plastic conduit. So these conduits serves as a passage of wires, and at the same time they protect the wires so that they will not be beaten by mice or other creatures that might damage the wire. And also they protect the wire from extreme weather condition. Okay? So these are examples of electrical conduits. It could be made up of metal or plastic. Okay? Rigid or flexible. When we say rigid, they are hard and tough. But when we say flexible, we can easily bend them like this corrugated plastic conduit or flexible hose. Okay? So these are how electrical conduits are used. Next, electrical tape. This is used to protect and cover live or open wires. So if, for example, your extension cord has a damage already, then you can cover it with an electrical tape. Okay? And I hope or I believe you have seen already an electrical tape. I'm not going to ask you to do this one, but instead, you will answer this one. So what you're going to do, um, you can type your answer and PM it to me. Or I will make page in the MS team wherein you are going to type your answer there. Okay? So identify the given electrical supply. Write the answer in MS team or PM it to me. Okay? Because I don't require you to use a notebook. So you're just going to name these electrical supply. So once again, I would like to remind you, please be if there are different types of a certain material, then please be specific with the type of that electrical material. Okay? I hope you understood our lesson, and thank you. Okay, gracias, mercy. What else? Um, Sukriya, so on and so forth. Arigato